I wanted to bring this back before we go over the rest of the games. Some of the other interesting takes from NFL Week 1. In 2022-2023, the NFL season kicked off the night with 7 black general managers. The Chicago Bears, who won. The Washington Commanders, who won. The Minnesota Vikings, who won. I told y'all. The Atlanta Falcons, unfortunately, we blew it, but we're better than we thought they would be. The Detroit Lions, better than they thought we would be. They're better than we thought they would be. The Cleveland Browns won, and the Miami Dolphins won. These guys, are leading the change when it comes to building a roster and showing that black men can be the head of football organizations and make personnel moves.
Hey, maybe the guy who looks like the guys on the team can do something. and I don't know why y'all don't look over there at the NBA like, wow, what are those guys doing over there when 46% of their coaches are black and all of their coaches are good?
All of them.
That's the other part about black coaches and black GMs. They gotta be good. You know, it is such a good bet because either you're gonna be good or you're gonna be fired.
What I don't understand is how it took so long to get here. Like, why would you not? One of the biggest things that you learn in the business side is you want to be able to relate to your employees. If you're a leader, you want to be able to relate to your employees. We talked about Mike Tomlin being able to relate to his team. If you have that 95% of the team is black, why would you not have black GMs?
That means that's under the guys that you identify yourself and say that you can't. That takes some personal reflection. I think they're like, oh yeah, I can talk to these guys and they'll get it.
Boy,
now we know that to be not true, but I don't think that these guys are like, oh, I can't connect with these guys.
Yeah,
but then you have them suddenly make statements like, well, if the inmates are running the prison,
so we're inmates now. See. But then you guys can go buy pills and have $30,000 in prostitutes and all of that stuff. Anyway, yes.
Wait, and that were you talking about the Robert Kraft situation, or were you talking about old boy with the Colts, or were you
Jim Irsay, or we talking about Jerry Jones with the prostitutes? We talking about the dude from the Commandos.
Don't forget about yes. I mean, and one day,
and this is the reason why I wanted
television show that we really need. We got the Bad Boys Club, the Bad Girls Club. Can we get the NFL Owners Club and put them in one house and make them stay there for a month?
What you talking about? That'd be a plantation. But I wanted to bring this up when it came to black general managers. All these guys, I wanted to make it known that all of these guys put on a really good show. All of these guys either won or played a really, really hell of a good game with teams that they overperformed. Everybody on this list of team overperformed.
Let's go back through these. And before these guys got these jobs, let's talk about which one of these jobs was a good job.
But hold on. Before we do that, I want to say this. The Raiders out there with Mike Mayock. I think he's been removed as general manager. The Raiders out there with Mike Mayock have done everything wrong for his entire tenure. The only tenure that may be worse publicly and PR-wise might be Donald Trump. Like, he has had a horrible tenure as GM of the Raiders.
Urban Meyer.
Oh, Urban.
Chidi Pablo go everywhere, man.
Chidi Pablo he wrecked it. He wrecked it by not the players. It was him out there with the women. I'm talking about Mike Mayock.
No. If the women was a problem, but you were winning, they let it slide. You got the women and you ain't winning.
And you pissed off the franchise quarterback.
I mean, is he good?
Who? I mean, you drafted him number 1. You can't be if he's the number 1 draft pick. You are the one to go.
I asked you a question. I'm asking you.
We don't know. I don't know right now. I don't know. He looked pretty good yesterday. It's too early to say.
In a dogfight with tell me that you're in a dogfight with the Washington Commandos.
You asked me about him, not the team. The team is ass. You asked me about him, not the team, boy. The team is boo boo, boy. And the
Oh
Broncos
my
look like they
God.
suck, boy. But
But yes,
anyway,
but can we also identify that before we go back, just for 1 second, that these guys, none of these jobs are good jobs.
nope.
And that is always the running theme when it comes to African Americans in leadership in sports. You get the worst job. The Bears, legitimately, probably one of the worst jobs. The Washington, D.C. Commanders, the team that has an owner that's a sexual harasser, had the most racist name in sports. They are a PR mess. Minnesota Vikings just fired Zimmer, 2 years ago? They got Kirk Cousins, who's captain 50, captain
50 50
500.
50 50.
We're Atlanta Falcons fans. The whole first podcast was the meltdown of the Atlanta Falcons, which nobody's surprised by because we're the Atlanta Falcons. The Detroit Lions, I think they're the worst team in the NFL. Cleveland Browns specialize in being one of the worst teams in the NFL. And the Miami Dolphins, they were trying to bribe Tom Brady.
They were trying to bribe Brian Flores, who was the current coach.
They was handing them out. But this is what, and this is what we podcast about. And this is what we're going to talk about. This is where people bury the lead. You give these 7 individuals the worst. Todd Bowles is the only person in sports, in black sports history, to take over a job that's not terrible.
I cannot. Oh, Tony Dungy.
Was that a good situation?
Yeah, I mean, he had Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison, and he got Reggie Wayne, Dallas Clark. I mean, he took over. The cupboard was not bare, but I understand what you're saying. I don't want to step on your point. The point is saying,
but they weren't killers.
They weren't killers. Yeah. They were playoff choke artists. Todd Bowles got an
and we're sports fans, and we have to really sit down and think, man.
Mike Tomlin did take over a good team.
Was it good or was it just a mediocre team?
No, because he won the Super Bowl right when he got there. He won the Super Bowl with James. He had James Harrison, Santonio Holmes, Antonio Bryant, Ben Roethlisberger.
Okay.
But the point. But we understand the point.
That's our hope and dream.
But what we're saying, we understand the point. Most of the time, and that's a coach. Most of the time, when it comes to GMs, we don't get the teams that are put together. You get teams that are in shambles.
And if you look at these 7 teams, it's hard to find a worse group of teams.
Yeah, they're all bad.
Like, who would you put in there and be like, man, is they worse? No, this is the seller.
The Browns.
They're in this group.
No, I'm saying they're not a bad team right now. When he took it over, they weren't a bad team. Sashi Brown set them up pretty well.
Yes, but no, even though they might not have been a bad team, let's be real here. First of all, it was a black man who had a job first. He fixed it. Now, and we're not even gonna get into
that. Is true. That is true.
The sacrificial blacks, David Tully, who did a good job. It's like, oh, you just gotta go home. For what? I did better. That's I hate this. This frustrates me. And as long as I have a podcast, I will point out the discrepancies between these guys and the guys who get hired off the Sean McVay tree who have not accomplished anything. And Matt Patricia,
about not have accomplished anything. Oh, you talking about got the opportunity? Yeah. Yes. I'm about to say I don't know about not accomplish anything, but I understand what you're saying.
No. But the Matt Patricias of the world, it's just way too many. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
Got to ride with the Steelers.
But let's move on.
I didn't want to get on a tangent.